touchdown.
He can't count.
Yeah.
Good.
Welcome back once again to Jason Reuter Coaches Show here on the BCHS.TV, the Bear Network we call it here. Recorded every week in the Studio H12 here at Bradley Central High School. We're going to talk about Bearette basketball here at Bradley Central, and we're going to let Coach Reuter, who's joined with a couple of Bearettes, let him do the honors of introducing these two young ladies here today.
I've got Grace Phillips, as junior, here next to me, and to her left is Shemai Francis, a senior. Two fine young ladies. Proud to be up here with them.
Well, they put out a lot of hard work out there on the floor for you and in practice. I know that. Shemai, we'll start you. You're the senior here in this group, the older one, I guess we could say. Last Friday night, we ventured across town. Big game with Cleveland High School. Come out on top, 47-37. Big win, district win on the road, and they're the team expected to challenge the Bearettes for the district title. Environment was a hostile atmosphere, huge crowd, as we knew it would be. Your take on the game, I mean, it's a big win for us there. And what's your thoughts on that? I asked you before we started, did you ever go out there and trash talk out there on the floor with them girls? And you said, no, you didn't usually. Now, Grace admits she does sometimes. So.
We are obviously going to win. Like, they're not going to beat us. They wish. But, yeah. I feel like we could have beat them more, but it was a close game. Like, they were shooting really, really good, more than normal. So, it was a good game.
Well, Grace, what do you think?
I think they shot the ball really well, and I think that it was a lot closer than we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm. And what's your background? Where'd you play middle school ball at?
Ocoy.
Ocoy Middle. So we got you here another year at Bradley. Because you're just a junior. Shemai's going to move on to the next step in your life after this senior year. You want to play ball in later on if you can, or you got any thoughts of that? Or
Yeah. If I got an offer, I would.
okay. And you've got a younger sister, 8th grader at Lake Forest, Jada, who I've seen play many, many times down there. One-on-one, can you beat her? Can she whip you? Because she's a pretty good sized girl. She's not hardly as tall as you, I don't believe. But I've seen her throw her body around in the paint in there, and she's a real physical player. Can you beat her though in a game of one-on-one?
I can. I'm faster than her, so.
Of course, you
I
say
can
that
do
when
it.
she's not here to defend herself, right?
She'd beg to differ.
And Grace, you've got a younger brother, older brother, or a brother that plays at the other school up there. We're not going to mention that school's name, but S. Walker Valley. But you got a younger brother too, haven't you? Mm-hmm. And is he into sports and all that?
Yeah, he plays basketball and baseball.
Basketball and baseball. Well, maybe he'll wear the black and gold one day. What's something I always like to ask, in your own mind, what do you need to be better at? Because Coach always tells me to ask him that, because he was to hear straight out of your mouth. He knows what he thinks, but Shemai, what would you like to be stronger at as far as, is it rebounding, defense, communications, it's just overall shooting, or team leadership? You're a senior, what do you think you do better?
I think I could 100% be better working on defense and talking, because communication is very important.
Same question to you, Grace.
Definitely defense.
Defense. I know he loves to hear that because this is a defensive guy here in a lot of ways.
I think they're setting me up here, Gary.
No. I would never set you up, Coach.
I think y'all rehearsed this before I got over here.
Well, you should get here on time, maybe. It'd be a little different for you.
Trevor keeps me informed, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, he's a spy in the back here. Coach, congratulations. You reached the milestone of 400 games as head coach at Bradley Central with that game last Friday night. Record of 358 and 42. That's amazing. You think about 12 plus years. That's 30 wins a year, less than 4 losses per year. And you've had many All-Staters. You've had a Miss Basketball. You've won a state title. You've won numerous district and region championships. You're a blessed man because you've had the talent. Because when the Bears walk on the floor, you can almost guarantee they got better talent than the other team has. May not always win, but they're going to be in it fighting to the very, very end. And you've been very blessed with talent from the day you walked in here as head coach. You've been here as a boys coach. You worked with some great talent on that boys team too with Kent Smith. But do you realize how lucky you are sometimes?
Wow.
It's not luck, I know you, and I know too many people have told me how hard you work behind the scenes, not just during basketball season, but there's not really any downtime. You're going to camps, you're putting on camps, you're setting schedules, you're working on uniforms. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that go on behind the scenes people never know about.
AAU.
I mean, it's just a never-ending process for an elite program like the Bearettes have.
I think when you have, to just elaborate on what you were talking about, Gary, I think when you have hard work and talent and they come together, then you get a result of what we've had. So I don't think it's any one element by itself. We've had some very talented girls, but we've also had some really hard-working girls. I'll take, hard work beats talent if talent don't work. So talent's one thing, but we've put some kids in at the next level, and proud of that. And this is a whole, kids, the parents are involved with this. This is a whole team effort. Like, these kids right here to my left right here, they're working hard, coming off the bench, first guard off the bench, first post off the bench. I want to thank people like the two next to me here. They put in the time, and they're not starting, and their minutes were limited Friday night, but we don't win without these two girls. So I think our program is, we can talk about the stars that's come through here, but 9 out of 10 players are role players, and everybody's got a role, whether you're a star or not. But this program is built on people trying to do their job, and it's not about a star system. And even though you could start naming some star players that came through here, but Ryan Howard would come to mind right off the bat. But this program is built on people doing their job and doing their role, and I think when you keep that recipe right, good things happen. So I'm not gonna mess with the recipe.
Well, I wouldn't blame you there. And the old saying is, when opportunity knocks, be ready to open the door and answer that knock there. And I know you'll have the girls ready. Since our last show, you've only played the one game, but it was a huge game. Friday night on the road at Cleveland High School. Once again, our defense forced 19 turnovers, had 12 steals. I mean, the things that you hang your hat on defense, as you always have. What's your thoughts on that game from Friday night? It was a big win.
Yeah, well, I heard both these girls elaborate about, they thought maybe it was a little tighter than they suspected, but I've been doing this a long time. And you go over there and play at their gym, any gym on the road, and they've got a good team. And we've got a good team. Most people that are in the know think we're a little bit better, but a little bit better. They could beat us on a bad night. They play, look, we win by 10. We make 3 less shots, they make 3 more. That's more than 10 points. So I'm glad to get the road win checked off, but as I told the girls, I said this is probably round 1 of how many did I tell you? At least
2.
Well, at least 2 for sure, but probably 3 and maybe even 4. So the district tournament's over in that gym. So, it was a low-scoring game. It was a little bit like chess match.
You made some good halftime adjustments too.
I think that we're so used to throwing the knockout punch, and when we play somebody at 10 points, it's kind of like must not have had a good game. And it's not really fair to these girls. Like Cleveland is in most people's list of top 10 teams, and we go in their gym and win by 10.
Yeah.
You turn on ESPN tonight, and a team goes into top 10 program or home floor and they win, they're going to be bragging about it. So, I know that game is. It means a lot to these kids because they grow up in this community, and you're right, big crowd. What a great atmosphere to be in. I'm blessed, to be at a program where games like that matter, where you got 2,500 people in the gym, and there's a lot of places that would not happen. But I'm proud of our girls. We didn't play perfect. I've used the phrase before. It wasn't a Mona Lisa, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
And if they just keep winning by 10 the rest of the year, I'll be happy.
Well, looking at stat sheets, and I see the stat sheets that our great statistician Adam Belford puts together for us each and every game for girls and boys. One of the columns on there that people probably never see unless they're into basketball is FD, fouls drawn. What does that tell you when you look at that column and say, well, like Friday, Kimora drew 5 fouls, Sloan Carpenter, your point guard, drew 6 fouls. People fouled her trying to get the ball or whatever. What's that tell you about that player when you see them with a lot of fouls drawn? Is that poor play by the defensive player trying to get the ball, or is that good heady play on your part of your Bearettes, or both?
Well, you like to draw more fouls than you give out, the team that shoots the most free throws usually wins, or makes the most free throws. I would say that Sloan Carpenter, being our point guard, is holding. She's got the ball in her hand. What girls probably more than anybody on our team? Would you agree? She's got the ball, being the point guard. So, and she's very skilled at. Sloan's very good at playing keep away with the ball. She's hard to guard, isn't she? It's hard to hem her up. Now,
She's slick. you know.
she just doesn't turn the ball over much. You know, this girl's averages 1 turnover a game, and she started now ever since the last 3 games of her freshman year, and she's pretty good. You can just hang your hat. She's going to average about 1 turnover a game, and that's why she's on the floor. That's why she's played so much. And so I think when you're a point guard and we're trying to milk the game out, obviously you're going to have the ball in your hand. So, but when you're inside like Shemai or Hannah Jones or Kamora Fields, I'm looking for them to I want buckets or fouls drawn.
Or both at the same time.
Yeah, or get an and one.
Yeah.
We reward our kids for and one. So I look at that number every night. Trust me, I look at it. And I think sometimes people get confused too. Well, we had 20 fouls on us and the other team had 14. Well, a lot of times one team does foul more than the other.
Yeah.
And plus the team that's in the lead is probably not fouling as much as the team that's behind.
Yep. That's a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to foul you. So that is a very important stat.
Well, I noticed Friday night in the game, toward the end of the game, fourth quarter, probably halfway through, maybe more, you had Avery out front with Sloan and Harmony, 3 excellent ball handlers there for you that milked that clock, you say, and without any turnovers. I don't think they had a turnover during that period, and they were trying to freeze the ball there. We had some turnovers during the game throughout the whole game, but it seemed to be good ball handling there. You've got 3 starters right now in double figures with Kamora and Avery and Harmony, and Hannah's right there at 9.7, so you might as well say you got 4 stars in double figures. That's a challenge to the visiting team when they, or the opponent, not necessarily the visiting team, but the opponent, when they come in here, because in the past, you got a Ryan Howard, you got a Brooke Copeland or Rebecca Reuter, somebody like, okay, we're going to stop this one girl. And then you look at the lineup and say, golly, they got 4 guys in double figures. How do you attack that? You know, it makes it easier for you, because you never know who's going to step up. I looked at the stats last night, and you've had 3 or 4 different girls be the league scorer in the first 6 games we played.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
I like to have balance. I don't particularly like to have a team that one girl averages in the 20s. High school game can be over pretty quick, Gary, 32 minutes.
Yeah.
And the fact, nobody's tried to triangle to us or box in one. We may see it later on, but I'm not showing my cards here. I'm not giving any tips, but it'd be hard to pick out, so I'm going to stop this one girl. You're right. We got different people, and Grace can come in. She had a big 3 against Cleveland in the first half.
Sure
really
did. Yeah.
Kind of released the pressure a little bit when she hit that. And, I don't think we have a team that, we all have egos, but I think deep down, I think the bottom line is we have a team that wants to win more than how many points they average. And I've seen issues before on teams. I've been pretty blessed. Every once in a while, I've had to call a girl in and talk to her about shot selection, but I don't think we're taking many bad shots. Do you girls? Mm-hmm. We don't see a lot of circus shots from our team.
Right.
We want to make open shots. That's in the content, and you can't be a robot. I tell them all the time, read what the defense is giving you. Mm-hmm. If you want to take away, you want to double and triple Kamora Fields, then we're going to kick it out to shooters like Grace and Avery, and you're going to crowd Harmony Ware a little too much. I don't know. We've got anybody on this team that can put it on the floor and get to the rim better than Harmony. You girls agree with that? She can get to the paint. So
Harmony stepped up big Friday night.
she did.
Really.
We don't give game balls or whatever, but I said if I was giving a game ball, I told her in front of the whole team I would have to give it to Harmony Ware because she had the best game on our team. She had 6 steals were huge, and sometimes a girl that leads you in steals is your worst defender because they're going for steals all the time and they give up layups. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Harmony had any breakdowns defensively. She didn't go for a steal and not get it and give up a layup.
Yeah.
So hats off to her. And defensively, we did what we just probably should have put up a few more points, but also we kind of milked it the last 4 or 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. They were in a zone and we had a lead. once we, they cut it to 4 and we pushed it back up to 10, 12. 13 was our biggest lead, I think.
Yeah, I think we got back up to 10 at least during that time period you
Yeah.
talked about there.
So, every game's a little different. Every game's a little different, and they zoned us a lot, and we hit a couple more threes, and maybe we score in the 50s. But
Is your game plan geared to, like with the other team, when you look at them, scout them, if you have film and can see what you think they're going to try to do, are you looking at certain games, we're going to push this ball inside because we know we can get inside, we're strong and big enough to get inside to score inside low, or is it, you say, well, they've got, like we've seen, was it Coffee County had those big old girls, 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", three girls on the low post, all over 6 feet. Is that the kind of thing you say, well, let's pull back out and maybe shoot some outside and open up the middle?
well, yeah, obviously we try to take advantage of our strengths, and we say all the time that our favorite threes are inside-out threes. We go in, and then if you take that away, we'll kick it back out. But we obviously scout the other team and try to exploit their weakness and try to hinder their strengths. So if we think we've got a size matchup problem, if a team's got a problem guarding our bigs, then we'll definitely, we're looking to go inside all the time, but we're definitely going inside if we've got advantage there. Because the team that gets the most easy shots, the 3 ball's still a low percentage shot.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the magic number, girls? Tell me.
33%.
Yep.
If you can shoot 33%, then you got the green light to let it fly. That's equivalent to 50 from the 2.
Right.
But it's still a low percentage shot, and number 2, you're not drawing any fouls when you're shooting threes. When you're driving to the hoop, you're putting pressure on the defense, and I may just get your best player in foul trouble. So there's when it's raining threes, everything looks good. But as we know, defense travels, and sometimes the 3 ball don't. So we got the defense packed every night in our bag, and if the threes fall and we shoot well, then that's gravy. We're going to win.
There's never an excuse for not playing good defense.
No, there's not.
If shots
It
may
might be
falling,
injured, maybe, and if that's the case, if you're too injured to play good defense, you probably need to be out of the game. That's the only reason I can think of. Yep.
it's like rebounding. To me, rebounding is a matter of just wanting to rebound. If you want to rebound, you can get in there typically. It's not like shooting can be off, but if you can rebound, if you can play defense, then you're an asset to the team there. This week, 3 games coming up. 2 at home here in the district. Tuesday night with Howard. Friday night with Ooltewah, both here, both district games. Then you're going to go on the road Saturday to Knox Catholic, play an afternoon girls doubleheader with JV and the varsity. I think that's a 1 and 2:30 tip-off, if I remember right. But Catholic, typically in the past, has been good. They beat us there. We beat them here. They're down a player or 2 right now, but
I think they're going to be back.
Are they?
Yeah.
They took it to Cleveland double overtime Friday night or Saturday night in their game there, and all that. So, what are you looking for this week? I mean, you're going to be favored over Ooltewah and Howard in district games. Those programs are still trying to rebuild and get back up to a higher level, but be competitive.
Well, we got Howard tonight, and you're right, they're not very skilled at this moment, and obviously we're going to try to we don't want to play down, and I'm not being disrespectful to Howard. You can look at the scores, we played them last year, so we're going to get through this game tonight, and then we play Ooltewah, who's better than Howard. We'll still be the heavy favorite. I'm just trying to, I haven't got to look at them. I'm trying to get a little film on Ooltewah, but then we turn right around, and you got to be careful. This could be a trap game at Knox Catholic. You play the very next day. You're right, I think it is 1 and 2:30. That's coming from a Friday night game to a Saturday midday game, and we've got to get ready for Knox Catholic in between all this because you don't have any practice time. You just got to turn around, and we'll come in. We'll go through in the gym maybe 45, 50 minutes before we go up there. And Coach Maines, a friend of mine, Travis Maines at Knox Catholic, his daughter is obviously their best player. She is, I think, cleared to come back and practice now. She didn't play at Cleveland, but she tore ACL back in the, when did she do it, girls? Back in the early summer, I think. So she is, he told me that she would be released in early December, and here we are early December, so I'm expecting her to play. We're going to prepare like she's going to play, so I wish her I hope she does play. I mean, we need good competition, and I was a little surprised they went double overtime with Cleveland Saturday without her. But obviously, they've got some other kids stepping up,
Yeah.
playing well. Yep,
Good teams always do.
yep.
But we want to wish you the best of luck this week, and Grace and Shemai, keep on doing what you do as Bearettes. Keep it rolling, 6-0 right now. Going to be ranked pretty highly. I think we're expected around the state, and we've earned that right to be respected like that. We'll have both those games for you, by the way, on Mix 104.1 Tuesday night with Howard and Friday night with Oodawall, and we'll take a day off Saturday from broadcasting anyway. We'll have one more show before the Christmas break, and that'll be next week. We'll get someone in here with you, Coach, talk about what's happened this past week. Until that time, thanks to Mr. Gwinsroy and all the class of Big Trevor behind the cameras here. You never see this guy hardly. Cassie Ellis in the control room, making these cameras flip back and forth. And thank you, Mr. Gwinsroy, for all those sheets here that make our shows possible. So next time we'll say so long for now. God bless and go Bearettes. Good job, girl.